What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about 18-wheeler tires. I had some people ask me in the comments, what's the difference in 18-wheeler tires? Why you see a certain tread pattern on the front and a certain tread pattern on the back and a certain tread pattern on the trailer, and what are all the differences in the 18-wheeler tires? And when I got started in trucking, I didn't know this either. So hopefully this will help somebody out and give you a better understanding of it. So first thing is, you have 4 different sizes of 18-wheeler tires, generally speaking. Now there are some, like on concrete trucks, the wide base tires and all of that stuff, and I'm not talking about that. You also have super singles, but I'm talking about just your standard dual tire setup that you see that's 18 wheels. You have a 22.5-inch wheel and you have a 24.5-inch wheel. You have 2 different sizes in each of those. So you have a low pro, what they call a low pro 22.5, which is the most common. That's what I run. And then you have a tall 22.5, which is called 11R 22.5. And on your 24s, you have the exact same thing. You have a low pro 24.5 and a tall 24.5. So that's 4 different sizes. Most of your older trucks, like your Peterbilts and the old school trucks, are going to run tall 24s. Some of them run a low pro 24.5. All of your newer trucks, seem like most of those are running low pro 22s. And there is some that run the 11R 22.5s, but most of them I think are going to be the low pro 22.5s. That's what I run. I like to keep everything the same, steers, drives, trailer. That way I only have to stock one size tire. So then we're going to jump into the tread patterns. You have what's called a steer tire, you have what's called a drive tire, you have what's called an all-purpose tire, which can fit on any axle. Then you have what's called a trailer tire. And I'm probably missing, there's a difference in some of the regional tires. You have regional tires, and then you have like long haul tires. And then you have your short haul vocational tires for dump trucks, garbage trucks, that sort of thing. And that's all going to be a difference in the tire compound. The hardness of the tire compound, and the long haul tires are made so they don't cup, because you have not as much wear, you're going in a straight line. And what happens is, like, they start cupping out like a 4-wheel drive pickup or something. And so anyway, I've run into that on my steer tires too. What I found to run as a steer tire, and this is just my personal opinion, what I've had good luck with, my buddy has had good luck with them also in his truck, because he used to run a Dunlop steer tire, and well, they Dunlopped out a lot is what happened to them. And he seen I was having some success with the Firestone, 591 Firestones, and he bought them, and he's having good luck with them. I'm getting about 130,000 miles out of my steer tires, and I'll show you them here. This is a Firestone FS 591. That's a low pro 22.5, which is 295, 75, 22.5. This is a 14 ply. They do make this in a 16 ply as well. It tells you the maximum speed on them, 75 miles per hour, and the maximum load is 6,175 pounds at 110 psi cold. And I think the 16 ply go to like 6,700 pounds or something like that, somewhere around there. That's what I would have rather had, but I couldn't get my hands on any when I bought this last set of steer tires, so I had to go with what I went with. They're still fine on my truck, because my front axle weight is usually around 11.5 to 11.8 when I've been across the scales. So I'm still under that, because I'd be good for 12.2, 12.3 on that. So I'm still good on that, on those tires there. But I would rather have the 16 ply if I could get my hands on them, just for the extra insurance and extra safety there, even though I really don't need it. This here is called a decoupling groove on the outside edge, and a lot of your steer tires are going to have that. And from what I've been told, it's supposed to keep the tire from cupping. You'll see this on long haul tires, and that's what my friend was having problems with the Dunlop tires he was running on his truck. It may have been just his truck. Different trucks are different. But so mostly you're going to see a plain, either a 4 rib or a 5 rib tread pattern on your steer tire, like that right there, with a decoupling groove on each side. So that's the most common thing you're going to see. Now you will see some different stuff when you get into concrete trucks and some dump trucks. You'll see some difference there on those. But overall, that's what you're going to see is right there. Now we're going to look at the drive tires here, and I'll share with you what I'm running right now. And so the last set of tires, well, this is the last set that I bought right here on the rear axle. And these are Ameristar. They're made by General Tire, and these are the D460s. They did not used to be the Ameristar, Ameristeel, whatever they are. They used to just say General on them and say 460. And these are a real popular tire. Again, these are the Low Pro 22.5. These are also 14 ply. And these are real popular tread pattern you'll see for drive axles. And a lot of times you'll see people running street tires or the plain treads on the drive axles. I found that they don't get as much traction and they tend not to last as long, at least in what I do. So you'll see a lot of these original haulers using a tread pattern like this. Now I did try, before I tried these right here, which is a more expensive tire. This is a General 660, D660. It was supposed to have been a little bit more aggressive tread pattern. I really could not tell a difference. These tires have got about 230,000 miles on them. They're about done for. And I don't recall how many miles those have on them. Probably 60, 70,000 at this point. But so I'm probably going to go with... I may go with another set of these, or I may just pick up a set of Chinese drive tires to go right here. I have a friend running those, and he's having some decent luck out of them. For what we do, they usually get nails in them and cuts in them and stuff a lot of times before you wear them out running regional. And he's had some decent luck with the Chinese, and they are quite a bit cheaper than what these were. I think these tires here were like $460 or $80 a piece when I bought these 230 something thousand miles ago. And I want to say these here are around $100 cheaper a piece than those were. And then I think he said that the Chinese that he bought were like $80 a piece cheaper than these. So I may go with them and try them out in the next time, but I'm not sure yet. So we'll go back here and talk about the trailer tires now. I'll show you what I'm running on trailer tires and my experience on that. And this is a spread axle flatbed. And this is actually a steer tire that I'm running because that's what they had in stock. This is the Ameristeel, which is by General, which is what my drives, the Ameristeel 460s I just showed you on the rear drives. Same company. This is a S360A, which is the S is supposed to be a steer tire, and it has the decoupling groove right here. And these tires here are pretty much wore out. They've been on there over 100,000 miles. They're chewed all to pieces. And what I wanted to go with on this was some Chinese tires, again, because I've ran them before. There's a tire called a Synergy AP400, which stands for all purpose, and it did not have a decoupling groove. And these decoupling grooves don't work real good on spread axle trailers because, as you see, it chews them all up. So anyway, but they didn't have any, so this is what they had in stock whenever I bought the trailer tires, and that's what I wound up putting on there. It was actually a steer tire. I'll show you these back ones here, and they're pretty chewed up as well. They're about to their last leg there, but they did not have, like I say, what I was looking for, so that's what I wound up going with. They do make a special tire for spread axle trailers that I'm sure someone is going to say, well, why don't you run those? Well, because they're $600 and something a piece, and you can buy the Chinese trailer tires like I was looking at, are I think about $275 a piece. So you can buy 2 sets of those for 1 set of the actual spread axle trailer tires. And I was getting over 100,000 miles out of the Chinese trailer tires. And you occasionally will run over something in the road, like I did before, run over a piece of pipe or something, and blew out a tire. You occasionally catch one of them on a curb, get in a tight situation, make a wrong turn, and curb one of them, mess the sidewall up. I've done that. So I hate to pay $600 and something for a stupid tire when you can buy a Chinese tire for $275, being how it's going to be on a spread axle and get drug all around. Different folks have different opinion. Now, those steer tires up there, on my steer axle, I do spend the extra money. Those Firestone tires are expensive. They are around $500 a piece. You may find some a little bit cheaper than that, but that's going to be pretty close. What they're running on those is right around $950 to $1,000 for 2 steer tires, and that's not including mounting or balanced, because I generally mount my tires myself most of the time. So that's what you're looking at on all the different tire types that I can think of right off. And as I say, some people run the Chinese on the steer tires. I've seen a lot of trucks on the side of the road with steer tires blown out. And if you look at the load rating on the tire, you see how close that the steer tires run to the actual load rating. And I run the Firestones on there, and I haven't had any issue. I just don't feel comfortable running the Chinese steer tires or a lesser quality steer tire. Now on the drive tires, the trailer tires, I've had good luck, but you look at the load rating on them, the load rating on them is the same thing, but there's actually less weight on them, because on the steer tire you actually have right at 6,000 pounds on them. On your drive axles and your trailer axles, on your drive axles you're only allowed 34,000 pounds on the 2 axles. So half of that, half of 34 is what, 17? So you're only allowed 17,000 per axle. So 17,000 divided by 4 is what, 4,500 pounds? No, not even that much, 4,200 pounds or something per tire. So it's a lot less weight per tire than what your steer axle has got on the single tire. So the tire it's a lesser quality tire, but it's also carrying less load because it's got friends to help it out. It's got a neighbor there helping tote the load, and the DOT won't let you have but so much weight on that. Now on your spread axle on the back, on the trailer, you're allowed 20,000 pounds per axle because it's a 10-foot spread. Well, if you take 20,000 pounds, divide it by 4, the amount of tires that's on that axle, now you have 5,000 pounds per tire that each tire is having to carry. You know, that's going to change a little bit the curve in the road, curvature in the road or whatnot, but just generally speaking, you got 5,000 pounds per tire. So that's still 1,000 pounds less than what your steer tires are having to tote. So that's why I run a quality tire on the steer, and I run something a little bit cheaper everywhere else. So I hope this helps somebody out in explaining at least a little bit about what I know. I'm sure somebody else knows a lot more about it than I do, but that's what I know about it and what I've had good luck with, and my thoughts on the subject on the differences in 18-wheeler tires. A lot of people will run the same tread, run an all-purpose tire on everything just to keep one tire in stock. I've just not had good luck with it on the drive tires like that, and for the reason I just said, I like to have a higher quality steer tire. You could run these high quality steer tires on everything, I guess, but you would just about go broke doing so because of the cost of them. But so that's what I run. I run the Firestone, which is a high quality steer tire on the front, and then you can run a Chinese drive tire. You just need something that's got some grip to it. Those are actually American drive tires. I've had good luck with them. They're just a little expensive. But so far from what my experience is, is any kind of drive tire that's got some grip to it. You don't want street tread on your drives. If you pull off anywhere, you go through a little mud hole, then you're stuck. It's bad enough with the weight that these things have. Even when you have some grip on your drive, it's bad about getting stuck. So that's what I learned. You want a little bit of drive. You want a little bit of grip on your drive tires. Another thing I'll throw in there on the drive tires is if you're running long haul, you want a closed shoulder drive tire. And I'll show you that real quick, what I mean by that. This is a closed shoulder. An open shoulder drive tire is like a mud grip on a pickup. You have, they'll be open in here. See, both of these are closed shoulder drive tires. So open shoulder will be like a mud grip on a pickup, where you'll have slots in here too, and they are bad about cupping out just like a four-wheel drive pickup, and make a lot of noise and wear really bad on a long haul situation. On a dump truck or a concrete truck, they may work okay because you're always turning. The tires don't last that long anyway. When you turn, you're scrubbing off rubber off the tire, and so they tend not to cup as bad because you're constantly scrubbing it off, and they don't last as long. You're not running far enough for them to cup, I guess, in a straight line. So anyway, that's all I can think of for now. That's my setup. Just anything all-purpose on the trailer. I don't buy the special trailer tires because of the cost of them for the spread axle, and I just have not seen the benefit there for my application. Sure, some people have. Maybe they work great. I don't know. From my application, I haven't seen the benefit. Even on the new trailers, they're not putting them on the new spread axle trailers either, the new flatbeds, because it brings the cost of the trailer up. And they try to keep the cost down to sell trailers, as you know. So they generally just put an all-purpose trailer tire on there. And I've had these with the Synergy tires that I was running. Double Coin Tires is another Chinese tire manufacturer I've heard really good stuff about, but I don't have a dealer that can get me double coin tires, so I have not personally tried any, but I have seen some on some trailers, talked to some guys, said they had really good luck out of them for the price point. Those tires, I think they're about the same price as the Synergy, maybe a little cheaper, but roughly in the ballpark. Pretty close, and everybody said they've had really good luck out of them. Can't say that I've tried them myself, so I'll just throw that out there. So anyway, I think the drive tire, Synergy makes a drive tire too that I may try to get my hands on right there, called a DP200, I think. And it looks like the Bandag recap tread pattern. So I may try those out. My friend was running some Chinese drive tires called Americas, I think is what they were called. And he had really good luck on them, and they were also the tread pattern of the Bandag recap. That's another thing I'll state. Recaps, don't run recaps. My friend was trying to run them for a while. I had some that when I bought this trailer that were on there, I had really horrible luck out of them. I blew out like a tire a week for like a month and a half. I said, the heck with this. I replaced all those. My friend went and got some more made up. He actually wanted some of my casings that I pulled off because I had a good set of casings, and he wanted to cap them and whatever, thought he was going to save some money. Yeah, he didn't save any money. About every trip he made there for a while, when it got 100 degrees outside, he was blowing out tires. Sometimes he'd blow out 2 tires on the same trip, which I've done that before too. And they're just a headache. Don't run them. That's all I got to say. Unless you're going short trip logwoods, or maybe a cement truck or a dump truck, maybe you might get by with it. But when you stretch out on the interstate, running 65, 70 mile an hour, and it's 100 degrees outside, you won't make it 100 miles. I can tell you that, generally speaking. So anyway, this video I'm sure is getting quite long, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.